Monorails were the equivalent of freight trains for people and were particularly necessary in a world starved of resources and personal transportation. Each Commonwealth seemed to have its own idea of what monorails should look like, and each needed public transit badly. Massachusetts monorails are sleek and round, designed to travel using both dedicated rail lines and subway tunnels with ease. The ones in Maryland and Virginia, on the other hand, were purpose-built for the elevated tracks and are quite ungainly.
Here are bad.
And then there's the
Dark
Vegas
and
line,
bad.
built solely to shuttle people from McCarran to the Strip so that they could be liberated of their money even faster. Vegas wasn't an outlier either. The Nuka Express was a custom rail line built by the Nuka-Cola Corporation to connect the terminal outside Boston to the Nuka World theme park on the other side of the mountains. I wouldn't advise using it, however, unless you can afford a few days camping out in the mountains. The once prosperous settlement in Brad Burton's fantasy land has been overrun by a particularly organized band of raiders fairly recently. If you chose not to heed my words and you're on this monorail, odds are you're either hard up for a taste of cola or looking for a fight.
That's it.
Power up. Protect move along, citizen. Attempt to flee. Justice will be administered swiftly and fairly. And order has prevailed.
Pharaohs killed the raiders, and we killed the pharaohs. Guess the question now is, who's gonna kill us?
Hey.
So, are you finished or what?
You really have to ask?
Yeah, I have to ask. It's called my job. Yeah. Now report to Paladin Danse. He said he had a mission for you. When you're ready for another op, you know where to find me.
Welcome back. I've got another mission for you, if you're ready.
Is there anything I can do here at the station?
No, I need you in the field. Reese and Halen have things under control for now. Are you ready to go?
Ready.
Outstanding. Over the years, the Brotherhood has sent several recon teams to the Commonwealth. The last squad went in 3 years ago. They never reported back. Officially, they're missing, presumed dead.
Was there a rescue mission?
No. The Brotherhood doesn't have the resources or the manpower to conduct a search like that. Everyone who signs up for a recon mission knows the risks. Our lives depend on our training and on each other. But if a team is lost, we honor those who give their lives in the line of duty. We have a responsibility to find out what happened to them, if we can.
It's been 3 years. They could be anywhere by now.
Their insertion point was in the hills near Malden. Survey the area and establish a search pattern. Monitor your radio for distress signals. All recon teams are issued distress pulsers that put out a short-range homing beacon. If you can acquire a signal, you should be able to trace it to its source.
Hey there.
Didn't think you'd show your face again. Ready to clear out another area?
I'm ready.
Good. Here's the data on the location. Don't come back until the op's done.
Hey, come on.
Bring me that artifact so I can pack it up and get it ready for transfer.
This is an emergency broadcast. Our caravan's under attack by hostile robots and needs some serious help. We're just east of Watts Consumer Electronics. If anyone in the vicinity can come help, now's the time. Ada, loop this message.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this!
Over here.
It's time to see how nicely you bleed.
Daddy-O, this was the drug for beatniks, intellectuals, and the elderly in pre-war times. It was the bee's knees of nootropic drugs. Half again as potent as MedTech's venerable Mentats, and lasting twice the time. The intravenous drug made people incredibly smart, but much less pleasant to interact with, on account of their amplified mental ability. Small wonder that Mentats retained their market share up until the nuclear holocaust. As the pre-war United States descended into chaos, Americans started to look for a happy escape from the bleak reality that surrounded them. Who can blame them? The Sino-American War consuming ever-increasing amounts of lives, food riots tearing through the streets, and the looming threat of nuclear war? Day Tripper was the answer. A mild hallucinogenic that helps you escape reality and make the day just a little bit easier to get through. Perhaps that's why I seem to find the drug all over, from raunchy speakeasies to stashes in corporate buildings. If you think Psycho is scary, just wait till you experience Fury. This dangerous concoction is created by combining Buff-Out brand steroids with a Berserk toxin delivered via an injector. As expected, the drug puts you in a state of blind rage, punching harder, shrugging off damage, with all the red you'll be seeing, largely incapable of seeing what you're punching. Oh, and it's also highly addictive, so you might grow quite fond of all the ripping and tearing. A custom variant of Psycho, Overdrive, is crazy powerful and makes you the same. The contents boost your damage output and make it easier to deal critical amounts of damage in the midst of combat, allowing you to take out an entire raider camp with a single dose. Of course, like all drugs, it has a downside: addiction. With the powerful nature of the chemicals inside the syringe, addiction will reduce your strength and agility, so use with care. The Assaultron is one of Robco's more slender and elegant creations, and one of their deadliest. As its name suggests, the Assaultron was built with one thing in mind: combat. You can see this in every aspect of its design. The small, slender frame is covered in thick armored plating to make it difficult to take down at range. It packs one serious punch with high-powered claws and a death ray to boot. The United States military would have used them on the front lines, cleaving and piercing through the trenches. I imagine the trenches would have been their natural environment in Alaska and Beijing, especially considering the stealth field some of these models carry. They remain as lethal today as they were centuries ago, if not as robots, and as armor worn by raiders and salvagers. Bits of them can be of use as weapons. So I'm told it's better to wear leaden underwear if you want to fire that laser and still have a family one day. I once came across a rather peculiar weapon called the Syringer. The gun itself was unremarkable. A simple, non-lethal air rifle firing ballistic syringes. It's the contents of the syringes that were the peculiar thing. A talented chemist could fill them with a broad variety of poisons, ranging from benign paralytics and tranquilizers through to hemorrhaging agents and hallucinogens. The sickest of these is the rather exotic larva syringe, impregnating the target with a rapidly maturing bloatfly larva that would hatch upon the victim's death. Ick. The AK assault rifle was a legend in the pre-war world, prized for its ruggedness, reliability, and firepower. The handmade rifle is built in its image by the talented gunsmiths of Nuka World, using an American version of the 7.62mm intermediate round. Like its ancestor, this rifle is rugged, reliable, and has a robust catalog of modifications available. Each of the raider gangs that seize Nuka World has its own distinct approach to combat, and their handmade rifles reflect that. The Disciples favor brutal melee combat, so theirs bear bayonets and welded barrels. Operators are professionals, for raiders and prefer long-range combat, mounting scopes, sniper barrels, and marksman stocks. Finally, the pack is loud and brash, so it should come as no surprise that their flavor of rifle comes in rainbow colors, tailored for fully automatic fire.
Gunfight, rookie!
You're mine now.